What's up, guys? Shane Santacroce here, and as always, we're going to make it happen. We're actually in studio today with both hosts from Planet 13. So we're going to have a good time with them. We're going to go over some really interesting things. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. I have been on their podcast before, so you guys may have seen some clips of that. We're going to talk about relationships and roles within relationships, and who knows where it's going to go from there. But welcome to the show. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and all that fun stuff for the algorithm. And let's go. Sanaya, let's start with you.
Hey, I'm Sanaya. You guys can follow me on my gram at SanayaXO and tune into our podcast on Planet 13.
Yes, and I'm Brianna. You can follow me on Instagram. Actually, it's kind of long, so I'm not even going to say it. But
We'll make sure it's in the link
yeah.
or the description.
But yeah, I'm glad to be here.
All right, great. So I had the opportunity to come on your show. You guys got to interview me a little bit, and your fans got to know me. Now let's do the same. So, Bree, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about who you are. You know, maybe something you believe in or a fun fact that you want people to know about you.
Okay. I'm Brianna. I'm a photographer, so that's kind of what I'm into right now, really working with, along with like the Planet 13. My brand is called 13 Studios on Instagram, and I love doing like lifestyle shoots, creative shoots, and that's just like really what I've been trying to work up on lately.
All right, great. So you guys looking with some a photographer? Hit her up in the DMs. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Sanaya, let's talk.
Me, I've been dancing my whole life. I now teach dance classes. I'm also a model, so you guys can tune into my dancing and my modeling on my Instagram. And I'm just now getting more into like content creating and like all that good stuff. So yeah, if you guys want to keep in touch, just follow me on my gram.
Swim Week is coming up soon. So we are going to be doing something. I'm going to be doing another casting. I'm sure you'll be there if you want to get involved, but it's going to be a good time this year. Bringing back Team SMG, folks, so get ready.
Yay!
I'm only picking 10 girls this year, and that's what we're going to run with. So
That's exciting.
Nice.
So let's talk about relationships. What do we really want to begin with this one, right? Because I have a view, and someone suggested this topic specifically because of my views on it. I think I'm more of a traditional type mindset when it comes to relationships. So we'll talk about that. But I want to get your guys' opinion as well, is when you're talking about a relationship, where do you feel the roles are in? Is there a line between the two? And if there is a line, kind of where does that begin? So now I'll let you start first and get your kind of opinion there, and we'll move over to Bree.
Okay, so when it comes to relationships, I kind of feel like it's like a 60-40 kind of thing. I feel like the guy has to bring a little bit more to the table than the woman. I know that might be a little controversial, but I do feel like that's true. Like, I feel like the guy has to, like, at least in my opinion, I need a guy that's a little bit more dominant and a guy that could, like, teach me. So I need him to be a little 60, and then, like, I could be 40. Like, I could leave my brain at home sometimes because I know you're going to
Make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen.
Make it happen.
Bree, what about you?
I feel like it's never going to be either just 50-50 or even 60-40. Like, I feel like it kind of fluctuates all the time. So I kind of, think of a relationship as a partnership. So you just got to be there for them and them be there for you at times. So that's how I think. I think it just fluctuates all the time.
That's a pretty interesting way to look at it. See, for me, I look at the traditional relationship, right? I'm sure you guys are going to blast me through this podcast, so I'm looking forward to it. Haters, come on now so you can know what you're talking about. But, I do believe that somebody has to play the dominant role. And females are inherently and naturally attracted to that dominant alpha type male, right? A female looks for specific traits in a male, such as the ability to protect and provide security, right? This is a basic thing. So if you don't have that trait, well, what's the next one? They're going to look for other types of security, whether it's financial security, physical security, emotional support, whatever it is. The woman's going to look to the man for that. I also believe that a woman should never have to work, right? That doesn't mean
like that.
you can't.
I've not heard that in this generation.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
I agree, and it's very odd to me. Now, you can work. I support, like, if you want to work, by all means. But it shouldn't be dependent on, like, your bills are being paid no matter what, right? That's the man's responsibility. And I don't know how it got so lost.
They're getting sassier
They're
by the day.
getting like
I'm going to give you an example that I had a conversation with somebody who, I don't want to say who she is, but she'll know exactly who it is when she hears it. But we were talking about dating. And, I asked, like, what's a typical date? Because we were going back and forth about what I consider a date. And I went into detail, like, I was just coming out of divorce, mind you, when we had this conversation. And I said, I'd probably send a car to pick her up, you know what I mean, with my driver, with some money to go get an outfit or something, or shoes or something for the night. And then, when she was ready to get picked up, come meet me, we'd go out, have a good time, nice dinner or whatever, and then wherever we go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, we go to like Chipotle and, I buy my meal, he buys his meal. I'm like, that is not a date.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? But what I found interesting is, I work with a lot of women, is that it was a very common thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this was like a one-off situation, because I started asking other girls, and it was all like, well, yeah, you split the bill, or sometimes I'll pick it up. And I just, for me, I could never be in that position.
Yeah. Like,
And it isn't about equality or I'm looking down upon or anything of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm taking you on a date, it means I'm showing interest in you, and I've asked you to come with me and give me your time, in which, I'm going to do my best to make that time pleasurable for you.
Yeah, so
right?
splitting the tab is crazy.
I just, it doesn't make sense. But on the flip side, a lot of women fight for equality, right? Feminism.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't have both. You know what I mean? Like, you can't fight for equality until the bill comes. Then we're not equal no more.
And then you're like, nah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I also think a big issue is that we're kind of mixing equality with respect.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the same. Not treating someone as your equal doesn't mean I respect you any less. I respect your position in this relationship,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think that's where everything's just become a just mishmash of nonsense these days in the dating world, right?
I'm going to interject real quick. I'm going to ask a question. So you said that you believe that one party should have that dominant role. Do you believe that that dominant role can change between the two people depending on the situation, or does that dominant role stick with one side of the party?
So overall, the dominant role is typically going to go to the male. A woman can play that dominant role, but not for a long period of time, because they're not happy in that. Right? No woman, if your man is down or something happened or he's in an accident and you have to take care of him for a while, a real woman will step to the plate and make that happen.
Yeah.
They'll take care of the house, they'll do what they have to do. But
To stay in
All
that.
the
there's a time
time,
clock. You know what I mean?
draining.
There's a time clock on that, because a woman wants to be taken care of,
Yeah.
period.
Now I'm wearing the pants.
Yeah, and then
me,
how
I
long do you
know.
really want to do that for?
Yeah, not
Right?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are going to hate me and blast me and all this other kind of stuff, but when you look at the statistics and divorce rates and what's happening, and if you really want to, I'm not going to touch on this subject. I'm going to touch on it, but I'm not going to get into it. But look at the divorce rates.
It's 50-50.
No, look at the divorce rates in lesbian couples.
Oh.
What
It'll
is it?
blow your mind. They have the highest divorce rates ever. But when you look at divorce rates between male and female, somewhere between 70-80% of all divorces are initiated by who? Women. Right? 50% of all divorces now end up in divorce, but 70+% are initiated by women. Why? Because there's always something better outside. Right? And now, and again, now we're going to get to real controversial topic, right?
Right.
Well, where does that come from? It comes from options, right? Now, a woman in Ohio that was typically dating in her backyard
Little
of
town.
500 people, not can just go on Instagram and find a millionaire in Dubai.
And Tinder and all the extra stuff that they have now.
Yeah, right. And a guy with money sees this hot little thing that hasn't been tainted
Yeah.
From
by
Ohio.
society yet,
Yep.
right? In some small town. Guess what? Baby girl, I got a private jet coming tomorrow, okay?
Wow.
My guy's going to pick you up. He's going to make sure you're dressed to the nines, and we're going to go to Europe for the weekend. You know what I mean? And this girl's like,
Where do girls
I'm
be
in heaven,
finding these guys?
right? I mean, it's obviously a very extreme example, right? But the point is, it actually does happen.
No, it really does happen, because I knew a girl who, like, I went to a pageant with, and she was, like, talking to this guy from Dubai, and, like, she's been in Dubai for the past, like, 3 months. Like,
Oh,
she found her little habibi,
our little
and she's
habibi.
been taken care of.
Listen, I can give you story after story after story,
Like,
right?
that's
'Cause- And
real.
listen, not hating ladies, but it is harder and harder to find a good woman that wants to actually be in a relationship with a man that has that traditional set of values.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's also why we see a lot of younger women dating older men. Like it used to be, if you were 5 years older, it was like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was like 10 years, holy shit. But
No.
now you can 25 years old dating a 45-year-old man. Okay, you go, girl. Like you're good. You know what I mean? And when you look at the value of a man and his at 25 years old, unless he got lucky and hit the lottery or something, or some big startup that blew up for him, for the most part, the average male in their 20s has no shot
Yeah.
at dating an attractive, good 25-year-old woman. Because why? The guy that spent 20 years creating his value, having a business, making money, living life, that woman wants that guy because he can provide something that the 25-year-old needs 20 years to create.
That's real.
Exactly.
Right?
They're a little behind. They're still working their way up.
Their frontal lobe isn't developed.
25.
No, they're not even close.
They're not even there yet.
So what would be your advice to women these days that are looking, they're in the dating field, right? Are you guys, I don't know if you guys are in relationships or not, are you?
I'm talking to someone. I'm
No,
not in a
I
relationship.
just recently got out of a long-term relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you dating again? Or are you still kind of on you don't want to put it out there? I don't know.
No, I'm not dating. I don't even really know how to go about that, honestly. But I mean, like,
She's
feel
open.
Like I'm open. I mean, people like try to like talk to you like on Instagram, right? Which that's not the way I want to go about my next relationship, meeting them from Instagram, because I don't know. It's just.
I agree. Listen, it was when I first decided, okay, let me try to date. Somebody was like, "Oh, put me on all these apps." It was like all these dating apps. Ironically, the girl I ended up dating was trying to get me to date other people. How funny, right? And I don't know. It was Bumble and Tinder and what was the other one you put me? League?
Hinge.
No,
and the League, Hinge. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
you gotta get like
gosh, all
approved
of
for this
them.
one.
Did they work for you, or was that just like
No, but I have some interesting stories, like unbelievably weird stories. But
Some just weird, odd people.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Weird, odd people. Like, I'm looking for a daddy for my 7 kittens. Like, do you want to be the one? I was like,
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
it was something
Strange.
like the dating world for me is so incredibly different. And I was obviously in a relationship for a very, very long time. So just over a decade happens, and the world of dating is completely different. Like, if you walk up to a girl now in a bar or anywhere, you know what I mean, at a grocery store, I'm like, hey, really attractive at face value, but I would love to get to know what's under that. You want to go grab a drink tonight, you know what I mean, or go get dinner this week. They're looking like, well, what's your IG?
Yeah,
what's your IG?
I'm not gonna
we
lie.
gotta scope you out a little
That
bit.
is me though. I'm like, what's your
Yeah.
Instagram? I gotta see like.
Yeah,
what
like
you're about.
what's your
Like,
status?
Yeah.
Right. That's really what it comes down to. So it's no longer about getting to know somebody for really who they are. It's like, well, what is your status already up front? And in fairness, you guys have access now to that. So
Yeah.
it's more difficult for a man to lie, right? Because you're gonna have, if you have status, if you search my name, you're gonna see something, good, bad, or otherwise.
Right.
There's something out there. So it is very, very interesting. And for guys, in my opinion, to date, unless you have built some kind of status for yourself, you might be able to get laid now and again.
Yeah.
But to have an actual relationship, it's pretty
Yeah.
tough.
It is.
Yeah.
yeah, but like, why wouldn't you do that? Like, for example, if a man approaches me and he is attractive, like, he could be crazy. Like, people are crazy nowadays. He could be all these things. Like, I'm going to scope him out. Like, not just to see, like, does he have clout? Does he have all these things? But, like,
Right.
is this just a
Who does
normal
he
person?
know?
I'm not gonna lie, that just reminded me of a situation where like there was this one guy who did approach me before I was talking to someone, and he was attractive. I liked him, and he was like, oh, like, we can go out on a date, whatever. And I asked for his Instagram, and he was like, I don't have Instagram, and I was kind of like skeptical. I was
Red
like,
flag.
What do you?
Red
Yeah,
flag
like
number
I took
one.
that as a red flag, but he was like, what do
They
you?
gotta
mean?
have
Like,
one, but it's gotta be low key.
He was
like,
like,
even if you don't
he was
use
like,
it.
how is not having? He's like, that's a good thing. Like, I'm just, on my grind. But I was like, I don't
No,
know anything
off
about
the maps.
you.
Yeah,
That's what I was
that's
saying.
usually
listen,
sketchy.
Listen.
Yeah.
That's what's ironic about this, right? Is I've not to date myself here, but I was around when social media kind of first started, right? MySpace came on, Facebook. If you were a successful businessman, like, you didn't have time for that shit. Like, I resisted social media for as long as I possibly could.
Yeah.
And I would still be off of it today if I didn't have the technology that I have to get it, the team that I have to get myself posted, and the necessity in business. Because, again, even business people go right to the social media and see what you're really doing. If it wasn't for that fact, I would not have social media, because a successful businessman, we don't have time. Like, we're busy, we're doing things. So to sit here and engage with people all day long, it's not that easy. You have to have people behind you to make that happen. But girls look at, oh my God, red flag. Red flag.
Yeah, that was
they don't
a
have
red
social
flag.
media.
He has no
Yeah.
Instagram.
I'm like, you're too cute to not have an Instagram. It's a little scary. Like, are you hiding from someone? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Straight to the negative.
That's what
And
it
listen,
is.
and again, in fairness to women, it is a resource now that you guys can use to at least gauge somewhat, right?
Yeah.
Because if you go to a man's page, got 100K followers, and 99,000 of them are fake.
Oh gosh.
Some's not
Yeah.
right here, right? So I understand the safety aspect of it, and men are crazier than ever
Yeah.
at this point. which I think has a lot to do with the the porn world. We can talk about that if you want to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This dating is.
It's tough out here
tough.
in these streets.
I think it's tough for both parties. And you know what? I think, too, that women, because they have access, and a lot of people talk about this, not just me, but when a woman, let's just say an average woman, all right? She's a solid 5. But she goes on Instagram and some dude hits her up and, he's a millionaire, he's going out tonight, come on the yacht, and they have sex. What does that woman just think to herself?
Like, that's all he wanted. And
Well, no, this is
that's what
my
I
new
would
caliber.
thought.
But, right?
Oh.
But now, if I got this celebrity on this yacht,
Yeah.
I'm not dating no average Joe anymore.
Wait,
Yeah.
but guys do that too.
Guys do what?
A pretty girl will give an ugly guy a chance, and this is usually younger girls, like before they once they're realizing what their worth is. In that process of figuring out, they usually date down. Oh my god, but he's a nice guy. He's not the cutest, but like he treats me well.
Yeah.
All right, let me give the good guy a chance. His head is gonna be so inflated. He's gonna
Yeah.
think he's cool as shit, and then he's gonna start mistreating her. He's gonna start cheating on her. He's gonna do all these things, and
And
he's
that's
gonna think
another
now his
thing.
level is
But see,
beyond
here's
where
the
she
difference,
is too.
though.
So it goes both ways.
Here's the difference, right? Is that man won't be able to act on it. A woman, because she could be sexual with a man, right? A man won't sleep with just about anything. All right?
Yeah.
You pretend you won't. Stop. All right. In the comments, I'm gonna get blasted. But it's just true. Most men will sleep with whatever they have an opportunity to sleep with, right?
Quite
When we talk about the guys that are players, you're talking about like the top 20% of all men have the ability and access to go out and have multiple women. The average Joe that's working, making $60,000 a year at Walmart, I promise you, ladies, the man's not getting laid every weekend. It's just not reality, right? But for a woman, she can. Like the day you turn 18, you go right down to Miami Beach, go right to the yacht club, and there's 30 yachts that will let you on because you're cute. Because you're cute.
I gotta try this.
And there's like a lot of guys I feel like use like, women in relationships. Let's say if you find a woman and she's like eye candy, like just to make him look better.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to attract other women.
Hypergamy,
to
that
him.
100%. And guess what? It does. Because when I would go out, right, I would have 10, 20 models with me, right? What do you think? Well, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
How does he have 10 beautiful women with him all the
Yeah.
times? Now, we all have professional relationships. You've been with me plenty of times, so have you, obviously, so you know what it's like. But it doesn't matter because to the outside world, I'm doing something good enough that whether it's making money or providing opportunities or whatever I'm doing, okay, I'm doing something enough that these women are okay being around me, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen the opposite way. Because if you see a woman out there with 10 men, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
She's going through it. She's been through
side
something.
eye.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it doesn't work the opposite way. It makes a man more attractive. It does not make a woman more attractive to be surrounded by men.
Yeah.
Does it make a man more attractive? I think it just becomes more like intriguing, but not necessarily attractive.
Yeah, if there's a guy with a whole bunch of girls, I wouldn't say it's attractive. But seeing a guy with like a beautiful woman, I'd be like, oh my god, such a cute relationship. And then it's just like when you see them break up, you're kind of like,
Yeah.
What happened there?
Right. I want to touch on something.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So like another thing is like when it comes to dating men in this generation, when we have Instagram and we have those social media things, like when you are talking to a guy and you look through his following and he's like following all these girls that are kind of like just like that look like OnlyFans models or just like
Red flag.
that's a red flag too. Like it's really hard to date in this generation when you have like things like that.
Guys even just being weird too. Like you're saying how women are like attracted to how a man can like be able to provide for you or whatever. But when somebody comes at you like too hard, like, oh yeah, I can provide for you, like I'll buy you this, it's almost just like
That's
for
a beta
me-
male.
For me, it's
Yeah.
like
It's a beta.
that's not something that really like ooh to me. It's kind of more like you're doing too much, like you're
I
pushing
agree.
too hard.
So let's talk about this, right? Because an alpha male is not what people perceive to be, right? An alpha male is not the man that walks in a room and struts his stuff, right? Like he's not out there talking down to people and inserting his dominance unless he absolutely has to. An alpha male is a leader. He walks into that room with a certain amount of presence where people are like, who is that?
Yeah.
Like a
Right?
divine masculine.
And when they speak, it's with purpose. It's with the meaning. So it doesn't light a fire under your ass to get up and do something. It lights a fire within that says, I want to follow this man. I want to go further. I want to see where this is going, where the real value is, right? An alpha will lift you up and guide you. He's not going to push you down because he's bigger than or stronger.
And I've had that before.
And I think that is something also that's getting lost in this world when we start talking about toxic masculinity and all this nonsense, is that we're conflating everything together. There's no longer boundaries or lines
Yeah.
Right.
drawn to say no. An alpha male is actually this. This is just an asshole.
Yeah.
what I mean?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys have all dealt with those guys.
Oh yeah.
Right?
My opinion,
Okay.
which people may or may not agree with, is men of the newer generation and like our generation are just like, it's very different. It's want to be, you know, no drive, no passion, very comfortable, you know, getting
Yes.
by. Like, I'm okay with being taken care of by mommy and daddy.
Or
Like,
even their
no
girlfriends.
independence.
Or my girlfriend.
Yes,
Correct.
men these days love
Right.
to be taken care of by their girlfriends.
So why is that? Like, or was that just because?
These are all three about to hit on me right now. It's because of women. You guys stopped holding men accountable.
Yeah.
And look, the feminist movement did a lot of this, all right? The recent feminist movement. Because the whole argument is that I want to be equal. I want to be able to work. I want to do all those things. Great, you can do all those things, but at what expense? At what
Yeah.
cost? And we talked about this when you start looking at, you know, like big careers for women and everything. But ultimately, when it comes to a relationship, a man needs sex. Like, that's just what it is. A woman needs a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Right? For me, if I have a good sex relationship or good sex in my relationship, like, I have a happy relationship. That doesn't go for women. Sometimes it doesn't even matter to women, right?
Yeah.
You need that connection, obviously, that physical connection, but
Yeah.
ultimately it comes down to a lot more for women. Security, provider, mental support, emotional, like
Yeah.
all these different
Emotional
things, right, that a
support.
woman needs. But for a man, not so much. So if a woman is willing to give that so quickly and easily to not one, but many men, what are you doing to yourself? Not only are you lowering your ability to pair bond with the man you actually want to be with one day, right? You've now decreased your value in the market.
Yep.
And that is a big issue that we face. So now the reason that men are so easily ready to walk away is because there's, like you said, there's an OnlyFans, there's all kinds of porn, there's
Yeah.
Tinder.
Yeah.
It's very, very easy to just get someone else. So if a woman isn't holding a man accountable to say, these are my boundaries, these are my standards, then why would a man hold himself to
And
those
that's the
boundaries?
thing, like, I'm the type of person to hold a man accountable and like set those boundaries, but a lot of times the guys would rather go for the girl who is not
They
gonna
don't.
have those
That don't.
boundaries.
100%.
So
because
it's just
easy.
like that's just life. Like, it's just, yeah, it's easier for them to go to that one girl who's like, you can do whatever. Like,
Yeah.
The woman, you obviously you control access to sex.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, barring a man forcing themselves and all that kind of stuff. But a woman controls access to sex.
Mm-hmm.
Period. But a man controls access to relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So if a woman is willing to give him what he wants, he doesn't need to give you what you want.
exactly. He's gonna be like,
Yeah.
I'm not ready for a relationship.
Always pull that one.
Situationships, right?
Yeah.
You guys get these all
Oh
the
my
time.
gosh.
So when women decide, all women, because now there's such a massive amount of availability of women online, like it's unbelievable. You know what has taken place over the past even just decade, right? So at some point, if you want good men, you got to be a good woman. You know what I mean? Like, you have to move. I had this conversation a while back when they said when we refer to a girl like as your girl or wifey, like when I refer to my girl, this is wifey. You know what I mean? That woman needs to move as wifey before she ever meets you.
Yeah.
This is who
Yeah.
she is fundamentally.
Right.
This isn't who she becomes.
Because
you
of
hear,
you.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you hear a lot of women like, oh, when I find that man, I'm going to change
yeah, no.
everything. Really?
Yeah, no.
So
Yeah, no.
try that at work. I'm going to give you an example. And somebody just recently said this, and I thought it was such a good example. Go get a job somewhere, right? At whatever entry level. It said, no. I want to be the manager. So what do you mean? The manager, like, you're not doing a good job in the position you're in. I know, but if you make me a manager,
Then I'll be.
then
good.
I'll be good.
Yeah.
He's going to laugh you out of the office,
Right.
right?
Makes sense.
Relationships are the same thing.
Yeah.
If you do, make me wifey. If you do this, then the real me will show up. No, baby girl.
And that goes back to like how you are is a reflection of like who the people around you are. So it's like if I'm bringing out like those wifey vibes, you're gonna attract someone who wants something like that, rather than like if I'm out here like being
Just
a
be like,
hoe. Sorry, being
Listen,
a hoe.
energy,
Then you,
absolutely.
and then you get those type of men that
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought this point up. They took two women and sent them out to a specific place, and they did this time and time again. And one was married, right? Established, had a family, whatever, and that's how she was presenting herself. And another woman, not so much. OnlyFans did her thing. How they were approached and the type of men that approached them both were entirely different.
Yeah.
Entirely different, right? And if you can do this on yourself, dress one type of way and go out, and dress another type of way and go out, act a certain way, and you will absolutely be treated differently, and you will be approached by different types of men.
Very
Yeah.
true.
And it's to your point, Sanaya. You go out with a group of girls that are out there ready, they're out tonight to do a specific
Yeah.
deed. Guess what? Those guys are going to pick up on
They're-
that, and they're
yeah.
going to come running. And
Oh.
you're in the mix. Those are the guys that are going to be approaching.
I'm
you.
like,
Like, please, anybody
Like,
else?
they're just my friends, David. We
No,
don't think
for
alike.
real.
We don't think alike.
you know, I just have fun with them.
Right.
Gotta make that clear.
Yeah, well, that's what the guys are trying to do, is have fun too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
According to you, a woman will put on her makeup and present herself for the males, not for herself.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I do it for myself.
And then
some
talk-
other-
so let's talk about it. Okay.
Controversy.
Men fall in love with looks.
Okay.
Women fall in love with words. This is why men lie and why women wear makeup.
Oh my gosh. I mean, okay. Well, I don't wear makeup for men, but the lies part, like how women fall in love with words, that scares me because that is very true.
It's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is
And
very
that's why
true.
men lie.
But I also fall in love with action as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say action.
But which comes first?
The words.
The
Always, right? Because it
It's
takes
always the
time
words.
to prove yourself. It's the words you
Ugh.
hear. And then if the actions match the words, great. But
Yeah.
typically, in this
Typically.
day and age, they don't. So the words pull you in and drive you in, and then you have to see, well, hopefully this is going to match up over time. And if it does, great. But when it doesn't, it doesn't. Now, when I know the argument about the makeup thing.
Yeah, you
When-
thought you said
when you
even
look
like
at-
cosmetic procedures, everything is only for like to impress males or how we look for males.
I didn't say it's to impress, but it is for the attention of men.
No.
Then let me ask you this: when you guys take a picture after you do your makeup, why don't you just keep it? If it's just for yourself, why don't you just keep it in your phone?
Because you feel good. That's
Because-
that's what.
What
you wanna
makes
put
you
out
feel
there.
good?
Okay. For my reason is, I mean, I am a model, so I'm gonna post my pictures, and I mean, like, yeah, it may attract males, but that's not the purpose of my pictures. It's really for me. But I don't know. I can
know.
understand it, but it's like it's solely for me when I post pictures. Like, this makes me feel good.
How often do you
Right.
check your engagement?
Not often. I don't even have Instagram like on my homepage. I gotta like search it in.
Oh, so well, you're the one off. That's what it is right
Yeah.
there.
She different.
So look, here's what I'll tell you, ladies. You guys watching this? If you really truly believe that you do not do it for other people, set up Instagram for 1 month posting content and do not log in. Do not check the engagement for an entire month. Don't check the likes. Don't check the comments. Don't check anything for a whole month and see how much it messes you up psychologically. Because at the end of the day,
I don't know.
when you leave the house and you get dressed up, it's because other people are going to see you.
Yeah.
Period.
But that's not
And
because
so
of-
therefore
yeah.
it makes you feel better about yourself that people are seeing you in the way you would like to present yourself,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
as you truly are.
But
that's,
that's not
yeah.
specifically
I
for
want to
men,
present
though.
myself well. I don't
Like,
want
it's
to.
like putting clothes on. You want to put your makeup on.
Yeah, I want to
to
present myself a way
good
that I
look.
feel like I am a
On the
put together
inside,
person.
yeah.
Yep. So this is who I am, and this is how I'm
That's what I'm
portraying
saying.
it.
So for me, like dressing and doing my makeup is a way for me to express myself on the outside.
Yeah.
For other people, right?
For me.
But to the outside for what? You don't walk
On
around
the
with a mirror
outside-
looking at
because,
yourself.
You're like-
because no one's like, if you just, I mean, okay, I see the point you're getting at, but like no one's gonna understand how I am and my creativeness if I'm not dressing that way or like looking that way.
Right.
No one's gonna understand what's going on in my brain if it's not presented on the outside, you know?
Exactly. But listen what you're saying. No one else is going to understand how
Yeah.
I am. So your concern
But
is
it's
how other
more-
people perceive you.
It's more for them to understand me as a person rather than like, because even if like, okay, I am the way I am, and you were to be like, oh, I don't like your hair, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, he doesn't like my hair, but it's just like that's something that I like because I did the style because I like my hair. You know what I'm saying? So
And you feel good.
yeah,
well,
as
now
long
you-
as it makes me feel good.
Being worried about someone's opinion is different,
Mm-hmm.
right? But again, you're presenting yourself in a way that you want people to see you, right?
Okay, yeah.
Not
Yeah.
just blank as you are.
Yeah.
Like you said, I want to present my style, my image, my personality,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. This is what I want people to see. It's not what I want to see because I know who I am. I know my personality. I know
Yeah.
what I bring to the table. I need you to see it,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
But not specifically for
Okay.
men.
Yeah.
Just
I
for
wouldn't-
the world.
just for the
Primary.
world.
What is the purpose of blush?
Of blush?
Yeah.
Just to add some color to your face.
What creates rosy cheeks?
Oh,
like
but
smiling and just like
And what is blushing? Getting attention from the opposite sex, typically, right? Women started wearing blush.
Bro.
But again, so when you get into sexually aroused, your cheeks
have that look,
get
yeah.
flushed, and
Okay,
get
so-
rosy, which is why women started wearing blush, which is
Yeah.
why the industry created it to do what? Give the perception,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
I didn't think into
Okay,
that.
so like now that you're kind of talking about that, so like in Dubai, I know they have a thing where it's like they can't wear like fragrance or like perfume because they say like it attracts men.
Yeah.
So it's kind like I can kind of see where you're coming at because I know certain religions it's like you can't do certain things because it's attracting men.
right.
With the wrong thought process.
Yeah.
Look, we think very differently here in the Western world than
Yeah.
everywhere else, okay? What would really be healthy for everybody in society is that we just accept these things for what they are,
Yeah.
right? And say, yes, this is why I do it, because you can't change who you are, right? You can't address your flaws if you don't know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone is flawed. Everyone has, as much people don't want to admit this, everyone watches right now, everyone in this room, we all have narcissistic tendencies, right? Because our first instinct always is ourself, period,
Yeah.
right? So knowing that, now of course there's toxic, people, and there's deeply, deeply rooted narcissists. That's a different story. But in general, we're all the same. So why don't we just accept that? Accept who we really are, and just admit to these things instead of constantly arguing when we know the facts are what they are. We just don't like to hear it. It doesn't sound good when we say it out loud, but it's still the truth.
True.
And look, and again, I don't say that like, oh, it's so wrong that you're doing this. I'm just saying this is the actual reason why. If not, you wouldn't care. Social media would never exist. If people weren't concerned with what other people, typically the opposite sex, right? Because that's what we're always trying to attract, is the opposite sex in life. If there would be no such thing, social media would have never taken off because everyone would have a camera with 5 terabytes of pictures of themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
If it really was from themselves, they'd go in their bathroom. They
But
go
it's
dressed
also
up,
for
take
like
pictures.
family and friends. Social media could also be for like keeping up with family and friends.
It can be, which
not
is typically
just
Facebook,
males.
right?
Yeah, not just males.
I agree that it's not just for. I never said that. But the majority of the time, it is to attract the opposite sex. Men do it too. I'm not saying men are
Yeah.
innocent. You know what I mean? I don't like to walk out of the house. I like to look good when I'm walking out of the house. I was annoyed today because I forgot my watch and my bracelet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, that doesn't because I'm trying to show off. I don't even look at my watch half the time. I don't think I've set the time on the watch since I've had a phone. Like, it's ridiculous. But, again, it does present a level of status if I have my Rolex on and a freaking diamond Cuban link bracelet or a chain around my neck, right? Now, am I doing that for other people? I'm Italian
Yes,
and I'm
you
a
are.
Taurus, materialistic as shit, but I know that when somebody else sees that, damn, okay, he's doing okay in life,
Yeah.
especially in business. So for me, it's a little bit different because I'm not necessarily trying to attract a woman with that, but for business purposes, men and women both see like, damn, he's got to be doing something
Yeah.
to be affording just jewelry for no reason, right?
I have another question. So I understand it's this way, but I want to understand more on like why. For example, myself, days that I look like this, even if it's just makeup, let's say I'm dressed like a bum, just makeup on my face, just my face. If I wear makeup, I get treated so incredibly different than when I don't. And it's insane. Like
Because
if I'm
men
out
are
somewhere,
attracted to
people,
looks.
but it's women too. They'll run to come help me.
Of course.
They have a sense of urgency. People will stop me. People will make comments. But when I don't, I'm still myself. Like it's not like I look like a complete catfish without makeup, but like it's so drastic on how you're
'Cause
treated.
exactly
and it's
what
so
we
fucked
just
up.
said.
It is so
Exactly.
messed up.
Exactly what we're talking about. Perception is reality.
Yeah.
If you're taking the time to put yourself together and go out, people know it's recognizable and it's attractive. So it attracts people.
But it's insinuating that I'm ugly without it.
No, it's not. It's insinuating you don't
I'm
take you don't
treated
even take
so
the time.
differently day and night.
But listen, it could insinuate that people don't find you as attractive. Yes, that could be a part of it. But it's also a clear indication that you're not taking your appearance seriously. So you probably don't take your life seriously. You probably don't take your work seriously. So you probably don't have the money to be here to begin with to buy anything.
But I thought taking your appearance seriously was like seen negatively. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, they're so self-conceited. Like, they're so, you know?
No, nobody
Yeah.
said that. See,
I don't
but
know, like-
again, this is what I'm talking about conflating everything. Like, because I said that women wear
When you
makeup for
see-
men, it's not like that it's looked down upon. No, it's just a fact.
But when you see a woman walk into a room full of men, she has full glam on, hair done, everything. A lot of men will roll their eyes, be like, "Oh my God, she's so full of herself."
Yeah.
You know?
You know,
That is
speaking of
energy.
That, yeah, men like to be like, I like a girl with no makeup on, da da da. But then they're
Then
like,
they're attracted to the people who have like the BBLs and the fake makeup and the fake
Yeah.
No,
bodies
but
and all
see,
that stuff.
that's who they want to sleep with. That's not who they want to marry.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That might be fun for a weekend or a couple weeks or a couple months, but that is not the woman they want to be with. And listen, when a man says, "Baby, I'd like you more without makeup," you know what he's saying to you? "Baby, I don't want other men to look at you."
Yeah, right.
real,
That's
you know
what
what I
it
mean?
is.
What?
Yeah, like
Wait,
look,
That, my
when I-
mom,
listen,
they
when-
don't want anybody else.
when I look at my girl, okay, she's beautiful to me in every aspect. Whether she has makeup on, not, just woke up, puking after being drunk, like it's. I know her. I'm in love with her. Like there's a beauty there to me that I see, right? But I know when you go out and you paint your face and you wear all your nice clothes, your boobs out, your butt, and everything else. Not that she does that, but my point is that when
Other
a
men
man
are gonna
sees that,
see, yeah.
other men are going to surround like. They're going to want. They're going to want, right? So it's up to the woman to do two things. Number one, not put themselves in environments that they can be taken advantage of, right? Not that they should be. I'm going to blast on this one. I'm not saying women should be taken advantage of if they're in a bad situation or bad environment. The point is avoid it as much as you possibly can, just as much as a man should, right? And number two, the energy when you walk into a room should be different. Period. If you don't want to be approached differently.
Yeah, I
So
try to
you
have
don't
the meanest face when I don't want to be approached. Like, please don't talk to me. Please
Well,
don't talk to
I
me.
mean, you can, that's definitely a way to do it, right?
one
But
way.
you don't have to walk in a room like you're so snobby and high and mighty.
Yeah.
You could walk in the room respectfully and classy with clout.
But even
like,
then, like, not saying that person walks in like snobby. I don't know. I've seen lots of people just look at someone and they're like, oh my God, like they already have a million assumptions based on
Yeah.
her
How they look,
appearance.
and
That's it.
what
You
they
know-
wear. Yeah.
there's also you have to think about this too, right?
Oh my
A
God.
lot of
Just thought
haters
of something.
a lot of haters don't have the honor to talk shit to your face. So they got to start back. So when this girl that you're talking to walks in and it's some guy making $35,000 a year and he just has no drive and he's just getting by because he's too lazy to do shit in life and he's the one rolling his eyes because he has no chance of ever talking to that woman ever.
Yeah.
So he's
Self-
hating on it. You know what I mean?
self-projection.
Yeah, he's like, oh, look at
Yeah.
this girl. She'll probably never talk to me because you're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Not
so
because she's snobby.
I just made a new friend and she was telling me about how like she's a nail tech and she was doing someone's nails and she was like, this girl was talking about you and she was saying like, oh, Sanaa is so stuck up. She works at Twin Peaks and she thinks she's all that. And I'm like, this girl knows nothing about me, but just because of the way I like present myself, you think I'm stuck up.
Yeah, and
I think
that
that's
happens all
Crazy.
the time.
'Cause I'm the nicest.
And listen, that's why I always thank my haters. Right? People always like, why are you thinking haters? Like they're talking shit about you. Yeah, but listen, number one, you
You're
don't know
talking about me.
anything about me.
Yeah.
And you're giving me your most valuable thing in life, which is your time. You're taking the
Yeah.
time to come watch my shit and then talk about it. I don't care what you said. You know what I mean? You know nothing about me. People,
Yeah.
listen, if you Google me, you're gonna see me saving lives and you're gonna see mugshots. Like it is what it is. I'm no angel, you know what I mean? And I've certainly been in bad situations in my life. And the reason why I say that is you're gonna do one of two things. You're either going to click on the link with the mugshots, the other guy's a piece of shit, or you're going to click on the link where I saved 1,242 lives last year from addiction. Which one are you going to look at, right? If you're a hater, you're going to look at the other one, right? If not, you can look at the good one. Like, that's just what it is. But in my opinion, both of you, whether you hate it or love it, took your time.
Yeah.
Your time that you only get that time once in your life.
No,
And
literally.
you gave it to me.
It's like, I don't
Thank
care
you.
what you think
Yeah,
about, but
thank-
you're thinking about me, so hey.
Yeah.
Helping with the comments and everything.
And
too,
listen,
so.
I'm telling you right now, you will stop worrying about what people think about you when you accept how rarely they actually think about you.
Yeah.
Let that shit sink in. Well, listen, guys, I appreciate you guys being here today. I will make sure we have their contact information and their social media handles in the description.
Yes.
Make sure you go check them out, Planet 13. I'll post some clips for you guys to watch as well. Thank you guys very much.
Of course.
Thank you for having us.
As always, make it happen.